Hello violin players, welcome to Pro Am Strings. I'm Henriette and in this lesson we are playing the D major scale from the violin ABRSM Grade 3 syllabus. Before I'll show you how to play this, let's grab a pencil and change the fingering because there are different fingerings in this music and I'll show you which one I like to use. You can see that there is a fingering written over the top of the notes and you can cross all of that out. We are going to start on the 2 that is indicated below the first note. Make sure that you make that very clear in your music that we're going to start on the second finger because we are going to play the whole scale in the 3rd position from the beginning all the way through to the end. So I'm hoping that you will have already crossed this 2 out, which is here above the note. And then you might write a 2, just like I've done here, above your last note, just to indicate that you start on a 2 and you finish on a 2nd finger as well. Now you may ask, why do you do that? Are you making it more difficult for us? No, I am trying to make life easier for you. Because if you played the original fingering that was written above your notes, you will have to change positions in the middle of this scale. And now that we've changed our fingering, we can test our 3rd position and find the correct notes before we even start. So we're not being examined on the position change, you see, because we already changed position before this whole thing starts. So let's find out how to find that 3rd position. You want to start on the 2nd finger on the G string. So I'm going to test my fingers on the G string and I'm going to test G, 1, 2, 3 and find that C first. Now this is not yet part of the scale, this is just part of our preparation. So now I've got my 3rd finger and I can swap my 1st finger over so I'm getting to the 3rd position. Let's check this note if it's still that same C. Good. Now if I've got my 1st finger on C, the 2nd finger will be a D and that will be our starting note of your scale. But I just want to check that now with the open D string. So there we have it. We've got our 1st note ready to play. I just wanted to check now that your thumb is soft here and that it is opposite, sort of in between your 1st and 2nd finger. So your thumb shouldn't be on this side of your 2nd finger and neither should it be on this side of the 1st finger, because you can imagine if your thumb is here, it is going to pull your hand out of the 3rd position and we need to stay there all along. When you're ready, we're going to play very slowly and we're going to play D, 1, 2. Like that. So we're going very, very slowly. Play it along with me if you like. Here we go. And... you will want to check that D again with your D string. If you've done it correctly, obviously it would be precisely the same. Okay, so we can build in other little moments where we can check our notes, and that is the beginning of the 2nd bar when you play the 1st finger on the A string. Let's play that note and check it with the open D string. Blend in very nicely together, and the same happens after the top. So you go further along to the top of the scale, and then as you come down you hit that same first finger again. Now on our next playing we're just going to take some time to try this tuning out, okay? So we're tuning the first note and as well as the last note, but also these first fingers on the A string whenever we come across them. Here we go. Are you ready? We're starting on this D, so let's test that one. Lovely. Ready? And just pause here for a moment while you check the tuning. Lovely. And now let's play this note again and then continue. Again, we'll just pause our music for a moment and we're going to check this first finger on the A string with the open D string. Once you're happy with that, let's continue. Check it again here at the end with the open D string. Very good. Now on our next playing we're going to focus on the fourth fingers, and we want to know what's going to happen on the fourth fingers because something interesting happens there. I wanted to make you aware of that. On the G string, let's try and work out what the fourth finger is called when you play in the third position on the G string. We know that the second finger is D, so the third finger will be E, and the fourth finger in D major is an F sharp. We've got those two sharps in our key signature, haven't we? So D, E, F sharp, and you can see D to E has got a space, E to F sharp has also got a space, so I've got two gaps between my fingers, and the fourth finger, that's why it feels a little bit more challenging, is a space away from the third finger. Whenever we play fourth fingers on the G string anyway, we want to bring our left elbow under the violin, and you'll feel that that makes it easier to play that fourth finger with a space. So if you can't quite reach it, there, look for the solution in your elbow. So bring your elbow under the violin a little bit more, and that will bring your fingers higher up above the strings, and it will also make them point towards the G string more. Now what happens to the fourth finger on the D string? On the D string my fingers are called G, A, B, C sharp. And you will have noticed that I've got the exact same finger pattern with spaces between every single finger of my hand. So also a space between the third and fourth finger, and you will still feel that little push under with your elbow, although it is slightly less necessary to push that hard compared with when you were playing on the G string a moment ago. Now let's do the same thing and work out what our letter names are on the A string. On the A string my first finger is called D, E, F sharp, G. And here we find a change. So this is not the same finger pattern as we've just seen on the G string and the D string. Here your third finger, F sharp, and G, your fourth finger, are close together. Okay, and that makes it maybe slightly easier to find. Now you've got this exact same finger pattern again on the E string. We've got A, B, C sharp, D. So you've got your third and fourth fingers close together again. So my fourth fingers, summing up, are wide on the G string, are wide on the D string, are close on the A string, and close on the E string as well. Now let's play that and focus on those fourth fingers, shall we? I'm finding my notes. And when we're ready, off we go. But we're keeping it very slow again. And wide space, so bring that elbow under. Wide space for your fourth finger. Good. Close together. Close together. Now here, we want to get all our fingers ready now on the A string. And now let's prepare your finger pattern on the D string with that wide space. Pause for a moment. Let's find all your fingers on the G string now. And at the end, let's test that note. Well done you. You've really studied what's happening with the fourth fingers now. And that's going to only be a good thing because you get much more knowledge about exactly where your fingers are going to go. So we're going to round up now with our final playing and we're trying to put it all together. So I want you to really push that left elbow under the violin when you play on the G and D strings. And then I want you to play with really smooth bows as well. We're going to still pause and test for our intonation as well. So we're taking our time. I'm in no hurry to play this too fast because playing it too fast, too soon is going to set me up to fail because I'm going to make mistakes. And every time I make a mistake, I get better at that mistake. So I'm trying to eliminate the mistakes completely. And of course things are going to happen along the way, but I'm playing it slow enough so that I can focus on every detail of this scale at this stage. Here we go. Let's test our fingers before we start. Ready? And hold it here a moment. Can we test our note? And carry on. Hold it here, test your note. And test your note again here at the end. Awesome. You got a lot better in a very short space of time. Well done, very good, and thank you very much for following me all the time. And you will find that if you keep slow, your progress is going to be super fast. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Goodbye.